everyone, welcome back to another edition of my videos, and today I have another beautiful checkmate in 2 problem here for you to solve. See if you can solve it. White to move and checkmate in 2 moves. Okay, so for this one is published by James Barnett from 1868. Not a huge amount of information about James Barnett that I could find. However, he has got a few games on chessgames.com. Interestingly enough, he has a few games against a player known as J.A. Leonard, who I didn't know any information about this particular player, but was kind of like the Morphy of, well, I guess like the second coming of Morphy after morphing, if that makes sense. But unfortunately, this particular player would actually pass away during the American Civil War, so was never able to achieve the same prestige as Morphy. But very interesting, he actually has a few blindfold simultaneous games, seems to follow the same trajectory of poor Morphy, but of course then dies during the war. So quite interesting, but that's not about him. This is about James Barnett, composer for the American Chess magazine. This one was on a magazine called, I think, American Chestnuts, which I think is a great name for a magazine. But there we go. Right, so this one, white to move checkmate in 2. There's quite a few issues for us in this particular one. Namely, black has got so many ways of blocking checkmate here, and you might be thinking to yourself, you know, is there some sort of check that I can do here? The problem is that black can get out of many different ways here. So the first thing I looked at was, okay, what about bishop to b6 check? This looks pretty good, as there's not a huge amount of squares that it can go to. In fact, the only square that the black king can go to is to e5. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh great, can I just promote here? Is it map checkmate? The problem here is black has got so many different ways to block. Block with the bishop, it can block with the rook. It's not going to be a checkmate in 2. Also, if you try and throw in a check this way, this doesn't work either, as well, the king can either run away over here and it's not checkmate. There's no other ways that you can do it. And what was also interesting, what I found was, you know, even if I try and check with this knight, after this king moves, it comes with a check, and there's not really a good way of being able to checkmate simultaneously whilst also avoiding the check. It's not possible. So that's annoying. And well, I think a couple other little resources that I looked at, I thought about, what about throwing in this check with the promotion? This looks very tempting. The problem with this is after queen takes here, looks really good. It looks like it should be mating, but again, black can block it. He just chucks a piece in the way to then block the checkmate solution here. So that is a failed solution as well. So yeah, it's a really tough one. There's so many pieces, as I say, that black can have, and defines the mating solution. You've got to really be quite creative here. Now, with this, the solution to this is very interesting. It's all to do with this knight. You might be thinking that this knight didn't have a huge amount of responsibility in this particular position. It doesn't seem to do a huge amount. I guess it blocks this e4 square, but this knight already does this job. So how can this knight manage to checkmate this black king? Well, we have to imagine here for a minute that this bishop and this rook do not exist. As if these 2 pieces don't exist, then we can checkmate with the knight on e2. But how do we do it? Well, the solution to essentially paralyze these 2 pieces is quite remarkable. It's the move queen to f3. I thought it was really amazing when I found the solution. And well, this is the problem. So whatever black does in this position, we are going to be either checkmating by just moving our queen to e4, or if this queen gets taken by either of these pieces, we're going to be delivering a mate with this knight. So let's just see what happens. Let's first have a look at what happens when the rook captures here. Here we can deliver checkmate via knight g to e2, checkmate, very nice. And this obviously takes advantage of the fact that this rook has moved away from this square which was defending, and it also simultaneously blocks the bishop on g4. Just incredible, really, really incredible. If we take with the bishop, this again fails to another knight move. We're not going to go to e2 this time, but this time we're going to go to f5. This is checkmate. Amazing. So, you know, all these pieces ganging up together to be able to do the mate here. What else can black do in this position? Well, we might be thinking about, well, what can we do if this bishop just comes here, blocking this other threat? Nice and simple here. We take with the knight on f5, and there's just no other things that black can do in this position. I talked about, you know, this king potentially moving, delivering a check on the white king, and that's going to thwart quite a few solutions. But here you just can't do it. You can't move the king because this white king, this white knight, this knight, white queen blocks all of these squares, and obviously we haven't moved this bishop yet, which is then blocking on this diagonal as well. So really, really nice solution to that one, and quite a beautiful checkmate into that one. So I hope you enjoyed this one. As always, if you like what you've seen, make sure you leave a like on this video. I'll be trying to upload every day of the year. So do check out the puzzle of the day on my channel. If you like this, share with a friend, leave a like, and leave a comment if you manage to solve it yourself. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.